Hello! Happy Wednesday! We're having a winter wonderland here in Kansas City. No snow down in my neck of the woods, but very, very cold. It's been very, very cold. It's nice to stay in and craft. Hey, Stacy Bland, how are ya? If you're on, make sure you say hello. Love to chat with ya. I'm not drinking coffee this afternoon. I've got some water here. Hi, Carol. We're going to make a fun fold card today. Hi, Chris. It's colder where you are than in Canada. I believe it. I believe it. I've heard it's colder here than in Minnesota. I don't even know what it is. It's supposed to get worse too. That's the problem. It's going to get worse. Hi, Loopy. Sorry was not here Monday. We did have, icy roads on Monday, and I had to take my mom to an infusion, so I had to drive all the way up to her house and then all the way back to the infusion place, and I ended up having her stay with us because the roads on Monday were treacherous. I didn't have any trouble, but people were off everywhere. But if you would apply your brakes, you would slip. So, hey, Mary, thanks for checking in. Anyway, but I was out yesterday and the roads are fine now in Kansas City. But Monday, oh my gosh, my eye is twitching still from it. I think I experienced a little stress from it, but I was out in it all day long. And if somebody knows the answer to this, please respond. There were semi trucks that could not get any traction, and there were no hills. It wasn't on a hill, it was on flat surfaces, and they just had to stop and turn their emergency lights on, and they were blocking lanes. So if anybody knows why a semi-trailer, is it because they're too heavy and they can't get traction, or is it because they're too light? Maybe they don't have a load at the time. And those poor guys and gals they were just stuck. I don't know how long they had to wait. But, and so we all had to kind of zoom around them. It was the weirdest thing, but we did make it home, and we even stopped and had Mexican food because it's like the little place we go is just right over here by our neighborhood. So I said, we're almost home. Let's just stop and have some tacos. So we had tacos Monday night. In fact, actually, I had a fajita quesadilla, so I ate the leftovers today for lunch. Anyway, enough chatting. I was just wanted to tell you and ask you guys if you knew anything about that, about semi-trucks not able to get traction when it's so icy like that. Now, I did not have a margarita. I told my mom I'm not having a margarita because I have to drive home from this, and I didn't even want to. I mean, it's 5 minutes away from here. Mary, we ate at, my husband and I made fun of it. It's called El Portro, which means the horse. El Portro. And we always make fun that they named their restaurant the horse, but I like their fajita quesadillas. I always get that. And I did not have a margarita. I came home and took a hot bath and put my pajamas on. Okay, today, February, this is the last month of celebration. So I thought we're kind of in the middle of February already. Hi, Rebecca. So I thought I would use some of the products so you could see them before they go away forever. And I am using the stamp set that's on page 6 of the celebration brochure. It's just a cute, simple little birthday sentiment stamp set. Red rubber stamps. I'm using that. And the paper I'm using is on page 10. It is the Flower and Field Designer Series paper, and it's beautiful. I just love this paper. Hi, Susan. and I just couldn't figure out which print I wanted to use. So we're making my sample card. We're making a form of it because I wanted to use different paper on the second card. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Anyway, if you place an order with me or with Stampin' Up! Of $50 or more with before tax and shipping, you can get earn free items during the month of February. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. This is the little sample card that I did. There's the little candles from the stamp set. I thought they were really cute, and I was talking to a friend yesterday. We were talking about using markers on our stamps, so I thought we would do that today. And there is Happy Belated Birthday with that little balloon. Now this sentiment I did take from the Itty Bitty Birthdays stamp set out of the annual catalog. But I have been seeing this little fun fold all over the interwebs. I added my own little touch to it. I added the ribbon because I mean you could just leave that little flap like that. It's a little interactive, but I liked to tie it so it stayed shut. So that's the card we're going to make, and it is so simple to do. There's lots of layers, but they're just cardstock layers or designer series paper layers, so they're not and there's just a little die cutting. I used some die cutting on this little flap, which if you do not have these dies, you could also just cut a rectangle or create a flagged end just with your scissors. So to make the card base, this is a piece of a 5.5 by 6 3/4, and then I have scored it at 2.5. So this is going to be the front of the card, the little front flap. So 5.5, 6 3/4, and then I scored it at 2.5. Yeah, that ribbon really helps Susan to keep the card shut because there are a lot of layers and it was flopping on me, so I thought I'm going to add some ribbon. Okay, here's the print I chose for the card. It's I chose the polka dots on this one because I thought this could be used for either a male or a female for a birthday card. And the first thing we're going to do is you're going to want to cut a strip of 2 1/4 so you don't waste your paper. So on your designer series paper, cut 2 1/4 and then cut one at 5 1/4. No, cut them both at 5, sorry. And then one of them you're going to cut 2 by 5 1/4. 5. Ugh, I'm going to confuse y'all because I'm confused. They're both 5 inches long. So one is 2 1/4 by 5 and one is 2 by 5. But if you cut your strip at 2 1/4, then you're only using one little strip of your 12 by 12 inch designer series paper. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then I have 2 pieces. This is Just Jade. I pulled this color out of the designer series paper. This one is 2.5 by 5 1/4, and this one is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. So the first thing we're going to do, my dog is doing something weird over here. What else is new? I'm just going to, oh, I love the print on this paper. I'm just going to adhere this to my cardstock. And like I said, this is Just Jade. When I get done here today, I'll put the measurements in the description above the video so you could go back later and see that. Maggie. She's getting in the trash. All right. Isn't that paper beautiful? I just love it framed out in that Just Jade. But it would go with so many different colors. Okay. Now we're going to put the smaller strip on our front flap. There we go. Okay, it's just almost done. It's just so pretty. The paper is just too pretty. I hate to cover it up. Okay, before we glue this one on or adhere it down to the inside, isn't that lovely? We're going to take our little flapper, and I cut that out using the Stitch Nested Labels dies. I used the third from the largest die, and I already cut that out, and we're going to score it right here on one end where that little where it, you know what I mean. Right here at these 2 points, you want a straight line connecting them. I'm always banging around, y'all. Okay, and I'm going to fold that because we're going to tuck this under here, like that. Okay, but before we do that, we want to do our stamping, and then we're going to add our ribbon. I was going to think, okay, I haven't messed up yet. I like to have this score line ahead of time so it kind of gives me an idea of my spacing for my stamping. So we're going to use the little candles from that Approaching Perfection stamp set. And this is, like I said before, one of the freebies you can have with an order. And I have chosen the Stampin' Write markers. I'm going to try not to bang around too much. I pulled colors out of the paper. And I pulled Poppy Parade, Just Jade, Bumblebee, and this is Coastal Cabana. I liked it better than I had Pool Party on this one, and I didn't feel like it was a deep enough blue. So I pulled Coastal Cabana. I thought it would be a close enough match. So these are Stampin' Write markers. They're different than our alcohol markers, our Stampin' Blends, in that they're water-based. So that means they don't dry as fast, and you can color on your stamps. So I am going to just color these candles with my Stampin' Write markers. You can use them just like ink. And they don't stain your markers. I like to use the brush end for this type of coloring. I probably should have put the Just Jade on the outside, but we'll see what this looks like. And then for the little flames, the little sparkles, I'm using the Bumblebee. You can order these markers in each color family set, and they last forever and ever. Oh, here's another tip you want to do. You want to huff on it. So excuse me while I huff my stamps. And it kind of gets that that ink's all wet again. See? Isn't that cute? Okay, I'm going to do one more. I stamped it twice on my paper. This time, I think I'm going to change it up a little bit and do the Just Jade on the outside. And then the Poppy Parade. And then the Coastal Cabana. This candle looks like a little piece of Swiss cheese. It's got holes in it. And then I'm using the bumblebee for the flames again. And then you huff on it. And try and line everything up again. Oh, I did a pretty good job. Isn't that cute? So that is coloring using your markers on your stamps. Okay, now we're going to, let me undo this one so I can kind of show you how that ribbon is tucked under this. This one has a layer. This one is not going to have a layer because it is already white. But we are going to put this here. So we're going to put that ribbon tucked under there, like so. This is the Just Jade in color ribbon. And I'm just going to take, my Stampin' Seal Plus. Thank you, Donna. Now you don't want to get any adhesive on this flap because you don't want that to stick to your card front. So just very carefully, and I'm going to cut this straight. Put a little adhesive there, and then I'm just going to add a couple little spots, and I'm going to cover it up with the ribbon. I'm going to make sure none of that adhesive is on the outer edge. That's just to kind of keep it in place, because you don't want that your little flap to stick to the card front. So I'm just using my fingernails now to just tuck some of that extra adhesive under there. So that is that. Now we can place this under here, and to do that I am going to use just my normal multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm going to put that, I don't know that it matters, right there where that score line is. So that will fold over. I'm going to hold that a minute while it dries. And I think I forgot something else. No, not yet. I have not forgotten. We need one more piece. So that's going to go like that, and we're going to tie our ribbon, our bow over here. So I'm going to cut a little, enough off there to do a bow with. And then I'm going to take another piece, and I want to put it under here. I hope I haven't confused the heck out of y'all. I'm just going to put a little piece of the, because this is going to come, you see, and around, and we're going to tie our bow. I hope that made sense. Okay, so now we can just adhere this to the inside of our card. Hi, Kathy. No worries. And I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus because it has a little extra holding power. Try not to get my head in the camera. Okay, there's the inside of the card. Then we're going to, this will be the outside. We're going to bring this all the way around and tie it in a bow, or get enough to tie in a bow. We'll close that in just a minute, but we have to put our sentiment in here. And for that, I use the little, because we have a smaller little space, so you could either put your sentiment, would that be, instead of horizontal, you do it vertical. Is that right? Yes. But I had the Itty Bitty Birthday stamp, and I thought, I'm always sending things out late, that it would help me to have a couple of happy belated birthday cards handy. So I'm using that sentiment from the Itty Bitty Birthday stamp set. It is also in the annual catalog. The ribbon is also in the annual catalog. Sorry, guys. There we go. And then I thought that little balloon was adorable, so let's stamp it. It is from the free set, the Approaching Perfection set. So I'm going to saddle it up, or side it up right here next to my sentiment. And I'm going to color him with, I guess it's a male balloon, with my Poppy Parade Stampin' Right marker. This is the same one I used to stamp the candles with, or to color the candles. Ink the candles. So there you go. Isn't that cute? Then you can sign it right there. And we will, ooh, I might have cut my ribbon a little short, but I think we can do it. I like to use my little tweezers. So cute. This one just won't have as long of a tail. Thank you. This paper is really pretty. I love this paper. Okay, we can get this one done. I did the same thing on the inside of that one. So this one's a little bit more masculine. I guess it has a bow on it, but that's okay. It's not a pink bow. I would send a man this card. Thank you, Kathy. Get this one all done up. When I got finished with this, I couldn't believe that I did not use any Stampin' Dimensionals. And I didn't use any, well, I used some ribbon embellishment, but I didn't use anything shiny. And it's really a miracle that I didn't use any Stampin' Dimensionals. I always use I always like to pop something up. But I thought it looked fine without anything popped up. So there is the card. Let's trim this one now. I like the shorter. Here we go. Isn't that fun? So that's an easy little fun fold card that you can do. You could also just put a sentiment right here or a die cut. I just wanted to use the little candles. I thought they were adorable from this stamp set. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you all stay warm and safe. I am going on a little trip on later this week, so I will not be here next week. There won't be any lives, but I'll be posting. So, but my husband and I have decided to go someplace warm. We're just going to kind of stay in one place and, you know, be careful and just get away for a little bit. So there won't be any lives next week. So, but I will be back the following week, and I'm hoping to get some more card classes to go in the works because I have been since the new year, I have been very slow in getting those going, and I have some great ideas for some card classes to go. So I hope to introduce those to you. You guys have a great afternoon, a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.